Hello everybody, welcome to my video series where I'm attempting to turn a $1,000 balance into over $400,000 in a matter of 6 to 8 years. And this is all done on complete autopilot using my Forex trading algorithms, so hopefully you can follow along with me in this journey. Well, I made it to episode 10 in this video series. It's been 1 year and 4 months, so almost 16 months since I started this video series, and gosh guys, it's been hell. It really has been hell because trading publicly on an account for a year and 4 months is not an easy task. Most people on Instagram and YouTube show you cherry-pick trades for a day or a couple weeks or something like that. But doing this publicly has been really tricky, and I'm glad to see that I've made it to episode 10 and hope to continue making new episodes as this account progresses. So right now I'm using my two algorithms, the Ranger and the Comeback Kid Manager EA, and we're looking at I'm looking at a 38% profit. So 38% profit overall, and this month just alone it's been 3.67%, and the account balance is $4,874. So that started with a $1,000 balance back in July of 2020, and it's been progressively growing. So I've been adding an additional $200 deposit each month to the account and combining that with the trading profits. And that's why in the thumbnail of this video you saw me mention, or you saw probably written, that it was 387%. That's why it's showing that is because I'm combining those two aspects together to come up with that number. So $1,000 balance going into turning into $5,000, combining the trading profits and investing is pretty awesome, I would say. So it's still in the early stages, and I did hit 78% drawdown, and that's something that I want to talk about, and something I'm going to be mentioning pretty much in every single video update briefly, because there's still a lot of new traders that are coming into this video series. 78% drawdown is not acceptable, and I know that, but I also realize that trading in the Forex market is basically one of the most difficult markets to trade in, and you have to kind of roll with the punches. It's basically about progression and trying to improve your strategy, trying to improve your algorithm so it can better adapt to market behavior. And so we had losses here back in February of 2021, and then also in June. And this is the big one. This is the one that an older version of Ranger suffered. It hit some really extreme price action on the Aussie Canadian dollar, which is one of the pairs that it trades, and it wasn't able to work with the price that it was taking place. The markets were really volatile during those months because of the pandemic and a lot of other issues going on politically. And I had to close out the trades for a loss. I had to intervene with the algorithm, which is something that I don't typically do, but I did in this case and made changes. And the Ranger version 5.1, which recently released a couple months ago, is really solid, and it's now able to adapt to these kinds of price behaviors in the future. At least that's the hope. We try to make improvements to see how the market is behaving, and hopefully the algorithm can adapt with it. So looking overall pretty good. And the two algorithms, the Ranger version 5.1 and the Comeback Kid, took over this account back in September 23rd of 2021. So if you have an account at MyFXBook, it's free to sign up and create an account. And you can use the custom analysis tool. So if you go to the custom analysis and you go to September 23rd of 2021, and you'll see that the Comeback Kid and the Ranger version 5.1 have been doing very well. So 3.59% monthly average with 4.53% gain, and just a 0.5% drawdown. Sorry, 0.5% drawdown is pretty impressive. So the month of October has been really solid, low drawdown, good profit. This is just one of the months where the algorithm is performing very well. We don't have this clean of months all the time, but we try to have our risk profile set to combat these more difficult months. This happens to be one of the easier months, which I'm grateful for, and hopefully November and December will be the same. Trading is a game or a battle of averages, and that's what we're trying to work with on this account, to try to continue to keep growing it at a steady pace. So now I'm going to show you guys a couple of a few of the trades, 46 trades that were taken during the month of October. We've had a really good win rate of 80%, and that just goes to show that October has been pretty rangy for the Ranger, and it's been a really clean trade. So I like when price basically goes up and down and has pretty large swings. I think that's really easy to work with, or easier to work with, than when markets are trending heavily in one or the other direction. So looking at the account here, I'm going to start with the pound Canadian dollar, and we're just going to scroll back a little bit. This pair is really active on the Ranger. You can see this was trade 1, and the Ranger looks for a strict 30 pip profit on all of its trades, or a basket of trades as well. So if it's just one single trade, it's 30 pips. If it's a basket of 2 trades, it's also 30 pips right here. And you can see that it's been really solid. So the 2 trades, so this is trade 1, trade 2, so trade 1, trade 2 right here. If the market goes up and doesn't hit our profit target and falls back down, then trade 2 enters on a grid, on an adaptable grid, and this is where trades closed out for a realized profit of averaging in. So we're averaging in. This is grid trading. It can be really effective if you know what you're doing, if you don't run back tests, if you have a really well thought out strategy, and you can really see some really positive results. So single trade here, 2 trades right here, and another single trade, 2 trades, and this was a 3 trade basket right here. So it's good that the Ranger didn't enter lower. So you can see that this is a big move, right? This is a clean big move on the upside. Ranger tries to find where price is slowing down, and it started to slow down right here. This was the first hint, and went a little bit higher and it fell back down. So we finally got that pullback that we were looking for in that place, and really great profit. So a couple more trade baskets throughout the pound Canadian dollar, as you can see right here. Single trade, 2 trades right here, and a couple more single short trades. So all 30 pips, really good trade trading overall for the Ranger on autopilot. Okay, so we had 2 trade baskets on the Aussie Canadian dollar. So this was a 3 trade basket right here, right near the bottom of this move. So the Ranger saw that price was slowing right in here and went a little bit lower before it finally had its pullback. Then the Ranger found that price was overextended and was starting to slow down here. Did continue to rise up a little bit more, and then had that big pullback that you see right here, closing out for around 30 pips profit. So that's the Ranger. So the Ranger trades on just 2 pairs, and the Comeback Kid Manager EA is a trend trading strategy. So we have 2 strategies here complementing each other. So one is looking for a ranging market. The other one is looking for a trending market. So the Comeback Kid Manager EA trades on 7 different pairs. So the Euro US dollar, the Pound US dollar, the US dollar Swiss franc, the US dollar CAD, the Aussie USD, did I say the US dollar Japanese yen? I think that's all of them. And the gold versus US dollar. So these 7 pairs didn't see a lot of action because the markets have been ranging during the month of October. But we did see some action mostly on the Euro US dollar. So, or a couple of trades on the Euro US dollar. So this was basically our highest basket of the month, I think. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 trades. So the Ranger the Comeback Kid Manager EA saw that there was a pullback in price from the bottom of this channel right here, or the bottom of this move, and price had a pullback, and it was looking for a continuation. So this entry right here was pretty good, and it moved down, but not enough to hit or take profit or to activate our trailing stop. Ended up climbing up a bit more, entered another few trades based on support and resistance with the auto trade function of the Comeback Kid Manager EA. So it entered 5 trades, and it finally hit the peak right here, came back down, closed out all trades for an averaging in profit of about 0.1%, and really quite good. So we eventually got that pullback. The first entry wasn't quite good on the continuation of the trend on the downside, and actually ended up changing direction almost entirely on the upside. But we were able to get the pullback before it continued back up. So another move on the top side, and the Ranger, I keep saying the Ranger, but the Comeback Kid started looking for another sell opportunity as the trend on the higher time frames were still on the downside. This one ended up being a basket of 3 trades before coming out with was around 0.1% profit. Okay, so a couple more trades that I'm going to show you guys. The US dollar Swiss franc, basket of 2 trades here. A basket of two trades here, and those both closed out at about 0.1% profit on the account, and nothing since that time. So the last trade was on October 6th on the US dollar Swiss franc. So we had one basket on the US dollar, Canadian dollar, and that was pretty much it. October 5th, and then nothing ever since. So the reason why, again, we don't have a lot of trades on the Comeback Kid Manager EA is because it's a trending algorithm, and it's also a trade manager as well, and just not a lot of good trending opportunities this month of October. But still, we'll take it. There were no trades on the US dollar Japanese yen. There were no trades on the pound USD, no trades Aussie USD, and we had one trade on gold. Now, the interesting thing about gold is that our account balance is, or my account balance is $4,874. And in order to trade gold at Trader's Way, I need an account balance of around $30,000. The reason why is because the minimum lot size that you can trade at Trader's Way on gold is 0.1 lots. And this trade right here, I accidentally forgot that was the limit for lot size and loaded up the Comeback Kid Manager EA, and this was a 0.1 lot trade on a $5,000 balance. And I'm going to see if I can find it right here. It was a $40 profit. You can see it right here highlighted. The gold 0.1 lots of $40. So that was actually about 0.8% of my total profit for the month. So we're still sitting at about 3% overall, as that $40 profit doesn't really count, although it worked out just fine. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to use the gold on the Comeback Kid Manager EA on this account, at least not yet. All right, guys, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about for this update. We're still looking at some really good gains overall. I'm going to refresh this page so you can see the overall gain again. And 38% looking pretty good, and 387% profit overall by combining trading profits and investing is something that is, I think, pretty powerful, and it shows after 16 months of trading that this is something that can turn into to be something substantial, and it may take a couple of years, 3 or so years, to grow an account balance, but we're doing it in a more safe way. Trading is never really safe. It's impossible to be a safe trader. There's always risk involved, but cutting back your profit margins and your potential risk is something that is important, and that's constantly something that I'm trying to progress with, and that's something that I hope that you guys can learn from in your trading, that pull down your risk, because trying for too much profit like all those goofy influencers on YouTube and other places are trying to do, it's just bad advice. We're trying to play the long-term game here, and that's the most important thing. Thanks, guys, for watching. Catch you on the next one.